Hello everybody, this is James Joe. This is my Unit 10 observation. For the location of my observation, it kind of had to change. I actually got observation, my observation site was going to be here at the University Fire Department, Station 1. The address is 611 North Chandler Street. Um, this is where I got my observations for this week. So for this week's observation, I started recording at the 25th through the 29th. The times I try to get at the same time, but due to work, it was a little bit harder to do. So for the 25th at noonish, my first temperature was at 4, then 4.6. Barometric pressure was at 10:01. The maximums were 4, 5, 5.7, and 5.9. And the averages came out to be 4.5 and 5.8. For the 26th, around 1:30 p.m., my temperature was 3, 3.1, and the barometric pressure was 10.25. And then the maximums were 2.5, 2.5, 2.7, and 2.6. 27th, around 2:30ish. The first temperature I got was 24.3, 25, and the barometric of 10.03. The maximums were 31, 22.2, 30.7, and 21.1, or 22.1, I should say. The 28th, around 1:30, 1:45ish, it was 30.7, 28.3. The barometric pressure was 10 or 1,000, I mean. The maximums were 29.3, 11.2, 27.4, and 13.2. The 29th, around 1:30 p.m., temperatures were 33, 34.2, and barometric pressure again was 1,000, and the maximums were 33.4, 17.2, 35, and 18. And here's your averages for the temperatures for those days. Here's the Fairbanks air temperatures. For the first day, you see it was on the 25th, and they started here, and then the temperature kind of decreased and then shot back up around the 30 to 40s for the max and the current. Here's your mins right down in here, and these are pretty self-explanatory, just giving out a chart from my previous observations, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. For the barometric pressure for the 25th, it was pretty low. It's around the 1,000 mark to 1,005. The barometric pressure did shoot up to around 10.25, and then kind of decreased again. It's the same mark as the first day, and then kind of leveled out this the last 2 days, the 20th and 29th, at around 1,000. So for March 25th of 2013, you can kind of see the outline of Fairbanks in Alaska here. There was a little bit of snow that was coming down. The visibility was kind of bad. From what I recall, the winds were pushing around the northeast side, and you can see the snow and the fog kind of accumulating from up here, the snowfall down here, and you can see the fluctuation from the winds. You see the low to cold, hot, and then kind of the lows down here with the barometric pressures around 995, and Fairbanks being right up in here. The 26th, around the same time as I got my observation, visibility was about 7 miles. As you can see a little bit of a gap right here for clear skies. Fairbanks was a little bit more cloudy with a little bit of a broken. At that time, the sun was shining for a little bit, and then it kind of disappeared beyond the clouds. It was around like a 60% humidity, and you kind of see the winds carrying the heat and the cold kind of to the northeast side again. And there's a little bit of a snowfall in this general vicinity, and that's it for this one. For the 27th, you can see that the barometric pressure right there was going to be 10.25 with the highs. Here you can see it's kind of like the winds pushing out, and a little bit of a fluctuation. There's a little bit of a snowfall down here, a little bit of showers here and there. I believe on this day there was a 25-mile visibility from the weather website, and the winds were again pushing northeast, and there was a little bit of clouds that were broken, and there was a little bit of sunny, a little bit of sun shining from what we could see. The 28th of this month, around 1:30, about 2 o'clock, um, you kind of see a little bit of a fog building up on the west side of Alaska, and this doesn't really show you a good barometric pressure for Fairbanks, but there was I believe, 15-mile visibility. Precipitation, or humidity, I mean, was about 57%, a 3-mile wind, and it was about 16 degrees um, at this time. And that's it for this one. And then the last day for my observation was on the 29th. You can see that there's a little bit of a cloud coverage. It was still broken at the time. It's a 10-mile visibility with I believe, 36% humidity. You see kind of the warm front kind of pushing this way, and that's why the temperature at the time when I took the observation was around 39 degrees Fahrenheit. There was all around, I would say, Fairbanks with a little bit of snow and just a lot of precipitation surrounding it. We didn't get affected, obviously. So I'm getting a quick emphasis on the warm and the cold front pushing towards the northeast side of Alaska. Um, Due to my blackboard isn't working for some reason, but I kind of took a look at the infrared view of Fairbanks and uh, all the other little weather observations from the site. It did show that Fairbanks was a little bit of a had a little bit of a cloud coverage. It was broken for the most part. It was actually letting some of the sunlight in for us to see and affect us. It did get covered at times in the morning, but it usually warmed up quite nicely towards the end of my observation week. And that's pretty much all I have for this week. Thank you for viewing this, and hope you guys have a good week.